Dinosaurs by Peter Zallinger. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs roamed the earth. Some were small. Some were giant animals, different from any to be seen today. They weighed as much as 5 large elephants, and at least one kind of dinosaur grew to a length of almost 90 feet. There were dinosaurs on Earth for 120 million years, but all of them had disappeared long before the first humans lived. Yet, we know how big they were, where they lived, and some of the things they ate. It is even possible to see dinosaur skeletons in museums today. Most of what we know about dinosaurs has been discovered during the past 200 years. Scientists have been digging in many places around the world, searching for dinosaur bones. When they find a dinosaur bone, they carefully remove it from rock and shale with special tools. Then they cover the bone with a coat of shellac. After that, the bone is wrapped in strips of burlap that have been dipped in plaster, and it is taken to a laboratory. Trying to figure out how dinosaur bones fit together is a little like working on a jigsaw puzzle. Scientists also study the stone remains of dinosaur eggs, dinosaur footprints, and plants and insects that lived in the age of dinosaurs. All these things are called fossils. Fossils form when a dinosaur or other living thing made a print in the mud. After millions of years, the mud turned to stone, and the print was left in the stone. The ancestor of the dinosaur is the thecodont. There were many kinds of thecodonts. Hesperosuchus is one example. This small hunter could probably run very fast on its strong hind legs and may have used its smaller forelimbs for grasping food. The first true dinosaurs were the Coelurosaurs. One of these, Coelurosaurus, grew to a length of about 8 feet and had a long, slender neck and tail. It also had long hind feet and probably used its short front feet for hunting and eating. As time passed, bigger dinosaurs began to appear. Some of these ate meat, and others ate plants. Plateosaurus was mainly a plant eater. Its front legs were long and sturdy, so scientists think Plateosaurus was able to walk on all 4 legs. Tyrannosaurus was one of the early meat-eating dinosaurs. Its head was much bigger than the head of Plateosaurus. Tyrannosaurus had the strong jaws and sharp teeth of a hunter. Its hind legs were long and powerful, so Tyrannosaurus must have stood on 2 legs. Ornitholestes was a small dinosaur that fed on winged reptiles such as Archaeopteryx, as well as on lizards and small mammals. Archaeopteryx had jaws, teeth, and a long bony tail like other reptiles, but it is the first known reptile with feathers. Stegosaurus was a very different-looking dinosaur. 2 rows of thin, sharp, bony plates ran along its back, and there were 4 huge spikes at the end of its powerful tail. This new kind of plant eater walked on all 4 legs. One of the very largest dinosaurs was Brontosaurus. This giant was about 70 feet long and probably weighed as much as 30 tons. Its long neck was good for reaching out for plants, but it had a tiny head and very small mouth. In order to feed its huge body, Brontosaurus must have eaten all day long. Allosaurus was less than half as long as Brontosaurus, but it could be dangerous as an enemy to large plant eaters. It had the big head, strong jaws, and sharp teeth of a meat eater. Its claws could rip through the tough hide of its prey. Camptosaurus probably provided many a fine meal to the fierce Allosaurus. This plant eater was only 7 to 18 feet long. Its long, flat skull was shaped differently from the heads of earlier dinosaurs. It could walk on either 2 feet or 4. The longest dinosaur that ever lived was Diplodocus. This plant eater had a very long tail and neck and a slender body. It grew to be almost 90 feet long, about the length of 3 school buses. Its head was so small that scientists wonder how Diplodocus managed to take in enough food to keep alive. During the age of dinosaurs, even the seas were full of reptiles. Elasmosaurus was 40 feet long, with strong paddle-like legs. Its long neck and sharp teeth were good for catching fish. Ichthyosaurus looked like a fish, but had no gills. Like other sea reptiles, it had to come to the surface of the water to breathe. The pteranodon glided above the water, swooping down to catch fish. Its huge wings had no feathers. Tyrannosaurus used its powerful tail and paddles to swish through water like a fish. The archelon was a huge sea turtle, even bigger than a car. As time passed, there were some plant eaters that had horns. The Styracosaurus was one of these. 6 sharp spikes grew in a